the government has done a lot. Now looking forward, what can the community do to move this forward? And so one of the things that's been mentioned is co-working spaces, because a lot of things have been highlighted: peer-to-peer mentoring, the office hours, learning from each other, even the culture of not fearing failure, not trying something new. Those can all be tackled organically and grassroots from a bottom-up approach rather than a top-down approach. And a bottom-up approach in this sense would be co-working space, because it's led by entrepreneurs, for entrepreneurs, and with entrepreneurs.
Like, there are things that are just needlessly really complex, that are constructed, with all good intent, but actually it would be simpler to have less complexity around these things, and less complexity around things like that help startup companies get started, like leases, and why do leases in Ireland, commercial leases, seem to require lawyers to get involved? That's kind of nuts. Why is that so often necessary? With co-working centers, we cut all that out. Obviously, that's just you just show up, you've got a desk. The ways to accelerate the first stages of a company. These are things that we're trying to sort of recommend as best-in-class ways of trying to get around the barriers that you point out.
It's a really simple concept. It's worked really well around the world. Currently at this stage, there's about 2,500 co-working spaces. Very few here in Ireland, if any, arguably. So there's 2,500 co-working spaces all in the last 3 years. So an unprecedented growth. And basically what a co-working space is a big space, about 10,000 square foot. Some of them the average, some can be less, some can be even more, where entrepreneurs come together. Some would say there's actually too many resources available, and so one of the other issues is navigation of resources. And there have been conversations from departments about should we create a portal, a website, and I've been part of some of those conversations. The thing with entrepreneurs is there's a better chance I'm going to call someone else up who's an entrepreneur who's done that and say, how did you do that? Rather than go to a government website.
We see it in the voluntary sector as well, in a couple of places that have centres set up where they all share the space and they all use hot desks, and it works out very well. And it's an issue that we've had a big problem in a lot of our town centres around the country, that these would be ideal places to try to revitalise town centres, to locate these co-working spaces, centres and so on, even for enterprise, for entrepreneurs and so on. So I think that's something we could look at as a solution to other problems as well, and we should drive that.
And it solves a lot of the things like students. So if your child wants to be a doctor, you take them to a hospital and show them what a doctor does. If your child wants to be an engineer, you might show them a building or a bridge. If they want to be an entrepreneur, at this stage, you might show them a loner sitting in Starbucks, is what you would show them. On the other hand, if you have a co-working space, or the newspaper headlines of a failed entrepreneur. On the other hand, you bring them to a co-working space, a lively, vibrant hotspot, which is what it's been described here. Then all of a sudden it inspires in students and in children a sense of, yes, we can do this. There are other people who have done it. The path has been paved. Let me move forward.
Every journey is tempered by fire. And I think that we would hope that the times that we have been through and the fire that we've been through creates a better grade of steel at the end of the journey.